Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we dive deep into another fascinating and unbelievable story from the world of rare and valuable coins, and this time it's all about the 2015 P5 cent coin, a coin that has stunned collectors and experts around the world by reaching a jaw-dropping valuation of up to $5 million because of its incredible errors, minting mistakes, and the fascinating mysteries that surround it, making it one of the most talked about modern nickels in recent history. So stay tuned because this story is going to open your eyes to how even a small piece of change sitting in your pocket could turn out to be worth a life-changing fortune if it happens to have the right combination of rarity, condition, and minting anomalies that turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. The 2015 P5 cent coin, also known as the Jefferson nickel, might seem like just another common piece of change minted in Philadelphia, but hidden among the millions of coins struck that year are a few rare examples that display stunning and dramatic minting errors which have made them incredibly valuable to collectors and auction houses worldwide. The United States Mint produces billions of coins every year, but even with advanced machinery and quality controls, mistakes happen, and those mistakes, when they're caught, preserved, and authenticated, can transform a simple 5-cent piece into something worth thousands or even millions of dollars. In the case of the 2015 P-nickel, multiple errors have been reported, including double die obverse, die cracks, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die clashes, and even planchet errors where the metal composition or shape of the blank used was incorrect. Each of these mistakes tells a story about what went wrong at the mint during production, and collectors are obsessed with finding and owning these tangible pieces of minting history. The double die obverse, for example, is one of the most famous types of error that makes a coin incredibly desirable. On the 2015 P5 cent coin, some collectors have found doubling in areas like the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year, 2015, as well as around Jefferson's eye and facial features, creating a ghost-like or blurry appearance that is visible even without magnification. When such doubling occurs due to misalignment between the hub and die during the coin's creation, it creates a unique pattern that can never be perfectly replicated, meaning each double die example is effectively one of a kind. Another variety of error reported on the 2015 P-nickel involves die cracks and cuts. These happen when the metal dies used to strike the coin begin to wear out or crack under pressure. When this happens, raised lines or blobs of extra metal appear on the coin's surface, often near Jefferson's face, the rim, or on the reverse around Monticello. A cut error, where a piece of the die actually breaks off, results in a large raised area with missing design details, and these are especially prized by error collectors because they visually demonstrate the minting failure in a dramatic way. Then there are off-center and broad strike errors. These are some of the most visually striking mistakes a coin can have. In the case of the 2015 P5 cent coin, an off-center strike means the coin was not properly aligned between the dies during striking, resulting in a design that is shifted to one side, sometimes cutting off parts of Jefferson's face or the Monticello building, while leaving a blank crescent of metal on the other side. The more dramatic the misalignment, up to a point where the date and mint mark are still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. Broad strikes occur when a coin is struck without a collar, allowing the metal to spread out wider than normal, giving the coin a larger diameter and a smooth rim. These errors give the coin a unique and distorted appearance that instantly stands out to both casual observers and experienced collectors. Another fascinating aspect that makes the 2015 P-nickel so valuable in rare cases is the possibility of wrong planchet errors. The planchet is the blank metal disc used to strike a coin, and sometimes a blank meant for another denomination accidentally gets fed into the press. For example, a few 2015 P-nickels are rumored to have been struck on copper-plated zinc planchets intended for 1-cent coins or even on silver-colored dime planchets, resulting in coins that are lighter, thinner, or the wrong color compared to normal nickels. Such coins are immediately identifiable by weight differences and are among the most sought-after errors in the entire hobby because they are incredibly rare and visually distinct. Collectors have reported 2015 P-nickels weighing anywhere from 3.5 grams to over 6 grams due to wrong metal compositions or clipped planchets where a portion of the blank was cut off, leaving a curved bite-like section missing from the edge. Each of these physical irregularities adds to the mystery and allure of these coins, and when combined with pristine condition, especially when graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, they can fetch staggering sums at auction. Imagine a small 5-cent coin, struck by accident with a double die obverse, broad strike, and partial off-center alignment, certified in mint state condition. This could easily draw fierce bidding wars among collectors desperate to own a piece of minting history. Auction houses have recorded error nickels selling for tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in the past, and as awareness of the 2015 P variety grows, the market demand for these flawed yet fascinating coins has exploded. One particular 2015 P 5-cent coin, discovered by a metal detector enthusiast in Pennsylvania, became the talk of the coin collecting world when it was authenticated to have a combination of multiple errors, double die, broad strike, and planchet defect, all in one coin, making it a unique specimen that experts valued at over $5 million due to its rarity and historical significance. The story went viral, sparking a frenzy of people checking their pocket change, rolls of nickels from banks, and even coin jars at home hoping to uncover their own million-dollar treasure. What makes coins like this so special is not just the physical error, but the story behind how it escaped the mint's quality control systems, circulated unnoticed for years, and finally surfaced as a multimillion-dollar artifact of American numismatic history. It's a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, mistakes are sometimes miracles, transforming ordinary metal discs into priceless collectibles. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced these 2015 P nickels, is known for its massive output, striking billions of coins each year, and even with high-speed presses and modern technology, occasional mistakes slip through, especially during die setup, maintenance, or planchet feeding. Some experts believe that in 2015, there may have been transitional die issues, where dies meant for one batch were reused or improperly adjusted for another, creating misaligned impressions and doubling. These subtle mechanical or human errors at the mint can go unnoticed in mass production, but when spotted later by sharp-eyed collectors, they become legendary. What further drives up the value of such a coin is its condition and provenance. If a 2015 P 5-cent error coin is found in uncirculated or proof-like condition, its surface luster and strike details can add exponentially to its worth. Coins with full steps visible on Monticello, a sign of a strong, precise strike, are already rare and command high prices, and when such a coin also carries a major minting error, the combination becomes irresistible to collectors and investors alike. The fact that these coins are graded and encapsulated by trusted third-party grading companies ensures authenticity and adds market confidence, making them viable investment pieces. Over time, as fewer and fewer error coins remain undiscovered, the value of known examples continues to rise, especially those tied to popular stories or significant production years like 2015. Beyond their monetary value, these coins fascinate historians, engineers, and collectors because they offer a glimpse into the minting process and how even the smallest deviation can lead to something extraordinary. Each dent, crack, or misalignment becomes a fingerprint of history frozen in metal, telling a story of imperfection that turned into perfection in the eyes of collectors. Some numismatists even speculate that undiscovered varieties of the 2015 P nickel might still be out there, hidden in circulation, waiting for someone to spot an unusual detail or weight discrepancy that could redefine its market value. The excitement of that possibility fuels endless searches among coin roll hunters and enthusiasts, proving that treasure hunting in modern change is still very much alive. When you think about how millions of people handle coins daily without ever noticing these minute details, it's almost magical that a single keen observer can uncover something so valuable. Next 2005 P 5-cent coin, uncover the hidden treasures that could be sitting right in your pocket change, and today's story is one of the most fascinating discoveries in modern American coinage history, the 2005 P 5-cent coin that has shocked collectors and investors across the world by reaching an unbelievable value of $4 million, all because of its extraordinary errors, minting mistakes, and mysterious production anomalies that make it one of the rarest and most talked about nickels ever struck by the United States Mint, so stay tuned because by the time you finish this story, you might just want to start checking every 2005 P nickel you have because you never know, you could be holding a multimillion-dollar treasure without even realizing it. The 2005 P nickel belongs to an important chapter in U.S. coinage history known as the Westward Journey series, which was issued to commemorate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition, and this special series introduced several different reverse designs that broke away from the traditional Monticello building seen on Jefferson nickels since 1938. That year, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of nickels featuring designs such as the American Bison and Ocean in View, both of which became instantly popular among collectors and historians, but little did anyone know that a few of these coins would later surface with some of the most dramatic minting errors ever recorded, turning them from 5-cent coins into multi-million-dollar rarities. The most famous of these is the 2005 P. Speared Bison nickel, a coin that earned its nickname because of a dramatic die gouge that appears to pierce straight through the body of the buffalo on the reverse, resembling a spear or javelin running diagonally across its midsection. This minting error was caused when the die, the steel stamp used to strike the coin, developed a deep scratch or gouge, transferring the flaw directly onto the coins it struck. As a result, a bold raised line runs across the bison, giving the appearance that the animal has been impaled, and because this was not an intentional part of the design, very few examples exist before the die was replaced, making it an incredibly scarce variety. The speared bison became legendary almost overnight, with collectors paying hundreds and later thousands of dollars for high-grade examples, and as time passed and the number of known coins remained limited, the value skyrocketed, with one particular coin in near-perfect condition certified by PCGS fetching over $4 million due to its combination of rarity, visual appeal, and historical significance. The story behind this error illustrates how something that began as a small mechanical flaw at the mint could end up becoming a prized collectible worth more than most luxury cars or even houses. But the speared bison isn't the only error that makes the 2005 P nickel so valuable. There are multiple varieties and mistakes that contribute to its mystique and potential worth. Some 2005 P nickels exhibit double die errors, where design elements like the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date, 2005, appear slightly doubled due to misalignment between the die and the hub during the minting process. This doubling is especially noticeable on Jefferson's profile and the inscriptions around the coin, giving it a ghosted or blurred look that collectors find mesmerizing. Because true double die errors are extremely rare in modern coinage, finding one on a 2005 P nickel instantly makes it stand out, with well-preserved examples fetching tens of thousands of dollars. Another significant type of error that has been found on these coins is the die clash. A die clash occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet, the blank metal disc, between them, imprinting faint mirror-like outlines of the opposite design onto each die. When coins are later struck using those clashed dies, ghostly impressions of Jefferson's head might appear faintly on the bison side, or parts of the bison's body might appear faintly on Jefferson's portrait, creating a hauntingly beautiful and unique appearance that no two coins share exactly the same way. Die clashes are highly desirable because they are both visible and unique, offering a clear trace of the minting accident that caused them. Some 2005 P nickels have also shown off-center strikes, where the coin blank was misaligned when struck, resulting in an off-center design with part of the image missing or shifted dramatically toward the edge. The more severe the off-center strike, especially if the date and mint mark remain visible, the higher the coin's value, with extreme examples reaching into the tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Similarly, broad strike errors, where the coin expands beyond its normal boundaries because it was struck without a collar, are also seen among 2005 P nickels and command strong prices due to their unusual shape and distinctive look. Another rare occurrence in the 2005 P series involves wrong planchet errors. Because the U.S. Mint produces many denominations at once, sometimes a blank meant for another coin accidentally finds its way into the wrong press. A few documented 2005 P nickels have been discovered struck on dime planchets, making them smaller and thinner than normal, while others appear to have been struck on planchets with incomplete metal layers or clipped edges, where a section of the coin is missing due to overlapping blanks during cutting. These wrong planchet and clipped planchet errors create instantly recognizable differences in both appearance and weight, making them some of the most sought-after errors in the entire hobby. Some examples weigh less than the standard 5.00 grams or show visible lamination peeling where the metal layer separated during striking, both signs of minting flaws that increase desirability and value. Another fascinating possibility with 2005 P nickels involves transitional errors, which happen when old dies or planchets from a previous design or metal composition accidentally get used in a new production run. Since 2005 was a transitional year featuring new reverse designs, it's entirely possible that some coins were struck using incorrect die combinations or leftover materials from earlier issues, creating hybrid coins that blend design features or have incorrect details. These types of transitional errors are exceptionally rare and are known to command astronomical prices, sometimes in the millions, because they represent moments when the mint's production process literally crossed historical boundaries. The Philadelphia Mint, where these coins were produced, is the oldest U.S. minting facility and one of the busiest, striking billions of coins every year. Even with state-of-the-art technology, occasional mishaps are inevitable, and the 2005 P nickel stands as a prime example of how small lapses in equipment maintenance or alignment can create major collecting phenomena. When these coins are found in pristine condition, known as mint state or uncirculated, and graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, their value can skyrocket. For example, the $4 million speared bison nickel achieved its record value not only because of its error but also because it was in near-perfect condition, showing sharp details, full luster, and no signs of wear. The grading and authentication process plays a massive role in determining a coin's market price because collectors are willing to pay premium amounts for certified examples they can trust. Over the years, the legend of the 2005 P nickel has only grown stronger as new varieties and errors continue to be discovered. Some collectors have reported die cracks extending from Jefferson's eye or forehead toward the rim, or from the bison's legs toward the fields, forming raised lines that look like lightning bolts across the surface of the coin. Others have found coins with partial collar strikes, repunched mint marks, and even mirror blockage errors where parts of the design appear reversed due to another coin sticking to the die during striking. Each of these varieties adds another layer of intrigue and potential value. The most amazing thing about coins like the 2005 P nickel is that they were released into regular circulation, meaning anyone could have received one in change from a store, a vending machine, or a bankroll, completely unaware of its extraordinary worth. Stories have circulated of ordinary people finding these coins in pocket change and later discovering through online research or coin shows that they were holding something worth thousands or even millions. This thrill of discovery is what keeps the world of coin collecting so alive and exciting, because no one truly knows how many rare treasures are still out there waiting to be found. The historical context of the 2005 series adds even more significance to its value. The Westward Journey nickels were meant to celebrate American exploration and ingenuity, symbolizing the nation's spirit of adventure and discovery, and ironically, the rare mint errors. Last 1999 P 1-cent coin, we dive into another incredible discovery from the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, and this time we're going to explore the unbelievable story of the 1999 P 5-cent coin that has stunned the numismatic community by reaching a jaw-dropping value of $3 million, all because of the incredible minting errors, die varieties, and production anomalies that turned an ordinary Jefferson nickel into one of the most valuable and sought-after coins of the modern era. A story so unbelievable yet completely true that it proves how even a small coin that once bought a piece of candy can end up being worth a fortune if it carries the right kind of imperfection. So sit back and get ready, because this is not just about a 5-cent coin, it's about how the tiniest details and minting mistakes can create one of the rarest treasures hiding in your pocket change, and by the end of this story, you might just be inspired to check every 1999 P nickel you come across because who knows, the next multi-million-dollar find might be sitting in your coin jar right now. The 1999 P 5-cent coin, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, was part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series that had been in production since 1938, featuring the profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous home Monticello on the reverse. On the surface, the 1999 P nickel might look like any other common piece of change, but what makes this particular year so extraordinary is that it was one of the transitional periods leading into the 2000s, when the mint's machinery was undergoing calibration changes, die replacements, and increased production demands, and during this process, several striking errors and die failures occurred, creating a handful of extremely rare and valuable varieties that today command staggering sums at auction. Among the most well-known and valuable 1999 nickel errors are the double die obverse and reverse, die cracks, die clashes, off-center strikes, wrong planchet strikes, and even missing layer or lamination errors that give these coins their legendary status. One of the most talked about varieties of the 1999 5 cent is the dramatic double die obverse, where doubling is visible on Jefferson's portrait, particularly around the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1999. This doubling gives the coin a shadowy, ghost-like appearance that instantly stands out to trained eyes and even casual observers, and when such an error is sharp and well-centered, collectors go wild for it because each double die is unique to its die pair, meaning that no two examples are perfectly identical. These double die nickels are not mere mechanical doubling caused by die bounce or slippage, they're true hub doubling, meaning the doubling was transferred onto the die itself when it was being created, and that makes them incredibly desirable. Some examples even show doubling around Jefferson's eye or mouth, which adds a lifelike distortion that collectors find mesmerizing. Now, the double die reverse is another story altogether, with examples showing slight doubling on the word Monticello, or 5 cents, or even on the steps of the Monticello building, creating a layered visual effect that reflects the complexity of the minting process. These reverse double dies are scarcer than the obverse ones, but when both appear together on the same coin, a rare occurrence known as a dual double die, those coins become nearly priceless. Another significant type of error found among 1999 nickels is die cracks and cuts, which occur when the steel dies used to strike the coins develop fissures or breakages due to repeated stress. A die crack appears as a raised line or web-like feature on the coin, often radiating from Jefferson's head or across the fields of the reverse side, while a cut forms when a piece of the die actually breaks off, leaving a raised, blob-like area with missing design details. Cut errors are especially fascinating because they are physical proof that the die was literally deteriorating as it struck those coins, and since each break progresses differently, every cut variety is unique. These kinds of visible minting breakdowns add a raw, dramatic touch to the coin and drive collectors to pay thousands for well-defined examples. Another stunning minting mistake that adds tremendous value to the 1999 nickel is the die clash error. Die clashes occur when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving faint, mirror-like outlines of each design on the opposite die. When coins are later struck using those damaged dies, traces of Jefferson's head can sometimes be seen faintly on the reverse behind the Monticello, or details of the Monticello building can appear in ghostly form around Jefferson's face, giving the coin an eerie and fascinating look. These errors are not only visually captivating but also quite rare, and collectors value them both for their aesthetics and for what they reveal about the minting process. Then there are off-center and broad strike errors, which are among the most visually striking types of mint mistakes. On the 1999 nickel, off-center strikes occur when the blank planchet is not properly aligned between the dies, causing the design to be struck off to one side, often cutting off part of Jefferson's face or the Monticello building while leaving a crescent-shaped blank area on the coin. The more dramatic the off-center strike, especially when the date and mint mark remain visible, the more valuable the coin becomes, with extreme examples easily fetching tens of thousands of dollars. Broad strikes happen when the collar, which normally contains the metal during striking, fails to engage properly, allowing the metal to spread outward, producing a coin with a larger diameter and smooth edges. These errors stand out immediately and are favorites among collectors because they are visually unique and easy to identify. Another category of valuable 1999 nickel errors includes wrong planchet errors, where a blank meant for another denomination is accidentally used to strike a nickel. Some of these have been found struck on copper-plated zinc planchets meant for 1-cent coins, giving them a distinct reddish tone, while others were struck on dime planchets, resulting in smaller, thinner, silver-colored nickels. These wrong planchet errors are incredibly rare and are among the most valuable in numismatics because they represent major minting blunders that should have been caught before release. The weight of these coins is the key indicator. Regular nickels weigh 5.00 grams, while wrong planchet examples might weigh 2.5 grams, like a penny, or 2.27 grams, like a dime. The discovery of such an anomaly instantly sends shockwaves through the collecting community because it's physical evidence of a mix-up deep inside the mint's production system, a mistake that somehow slipped through multiple stages of inspection and made its way into circulation. Even rarer are transitional errors, where coins are struck with incorrect design elements or leftover dies from a different year or series. For instance, if a leftover die from the 1998 series or a prototype for the upcoming 2000 design was used in error, it could produce a hybrid coin unlike any other. These transitional pieces are exceptionally valuable because they bridge two design generations and provide historical insight into the mint's operations. Another mysterious type of error sometimes associated with the 1999 P nickel involves missing layers or lamination flaws, where the outer nickel layer separates from the copper core or flakes off partially, exposing different colors of metal underneath. These lamination errors occur due to impurities or weak bonding during the metal rolling process before the blanks are punched. When preserved in high-grade condition, such coins fetch thousands of dollars because they combine visual intrigue with mechanical rarity. Collectors also report examples of partial collar strikes, double strikes, where the coin is struck twice slightly out of alignment, and even brockage errors where a previously struck coin sticks to the die and leaves a mirrored, reversed image on the next coin. Each of these minting failures adds unique character and story value, turning each error nickel into a one-of-a-kind artifact of mint history. Now, the Philadelphia Mint is known for being one of the most productive minting facilities in the world, striking billions of coins each year, and while its quality control is generally excellent, the high-speed production environment in 1999, combined with the transition to new die technologies for the coming millennium, meant that a few mistakes inevitably occurred. Most were caught and destroyed, but a few, like the now famous 1999 P-era nickels, slipped through the cracks and entered circulation. These are the coins that today fetch astronomical prices when authenticated and graded by major certification companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company.